Ever seen a bird turn itself into a living umbrella just to trap fish? Or a bird that looks dead, with its face buried in soil and its legs up like two sticks? You stare, then it suddenly moves. It's a survival trick. There are also birds that act like full-time actors to fool predators. At first glance, these actions might seem silly, scary, or even like the bird is sick. But once you learn the reasons, it all makes sense. One bird leads humans to honey like it's making a business deal. Another hunts like a tiny fisherman that's learned a human trick. Ever seen a bird carry water in its feathers for its babies? One bird looks like it has 8 legs. Stay till the end. We'll also see a beautiful bird that keeps a meat pantry on thorns. Let's dive in. 17. Black heron. The black heron hunts like it brought an umbrella to the lake. It opens both wings wide, bends them forward, making a dark canopy over the water. The shade-blocked surface shines so it sees fish, and fish drift into the shadow. This isn't a quick flap. With active fish, it holds the canopy 10 to 30 seconds, strikes, resets, repeats. When water is calm and hunting is good, it keeps the wing tent for minutes, stepping slowly, holding it again and again. It often hunts alone, yet has been seen in groups up to 50 and around 200 in one place, so shores can look full of black umbrellas opening and closing. Spot it by its all-black body and bright yellow feet. It eats small fish first, plus aquatic insects, crustaceans, and amphibians. Look for it in shallow lakes, ponds, marshes, river edges, rice fields, and tidal creeks across sub-Saharan Africa and Madagascar. 16. Killdeer. Have you ever seen a bird that acts like a full-time actor? This bird, killdeer, is famous for the broken wing display. It suddenly runs away from the nest, drops one wing, and flops around the ground like it can't fly. It cries loudly too, so the danger thinks, easy meal. The predator follows the injured bird, and the killdeer keeps the act going, dragging it farther and farther away from the eggs. Then, once the nest is safely far behind, it snaps out of the drama, folds the wing back perfectly, and flies off like nothing happened. This trick matters because killdeer often lay eggs on open ground, gravel, short grass, fields, parking lots, even rooftops, so they can't hide the nest well. Their eggs are speckled to match stones, and the parents use this acting move to protect them. It's not weakness, it's a smart rescue plan. 15. European goldfinch. The European goldfinch can use a defense that looks scary. It can go stiff and still, like it turned into a statue. This is called tonic immobility, and it is a last chance trick used by many animals. Predators react strongly to movement. When the prey stops moving, the predator may loosen its grip for a moment, pause, or look away because the fight is gone. That tiny pause can be the escape chance. For a small bird, 1 second can mean life or death. Staying still can also help because the goldfinch's color and shape can blend with branches and leaves when it does not move. People notice this when a bird goes still in a hand and looks gone, then suddenly wakes and flaps away. It's not magic, it's a survival switch the body can flip when stress is high and escape feels impossible. 14. Green heron. The green heron hunts like a tiny fisherman that learned a human trick. Instead of only waiting for fish, it uses bait to pull fish closer. It may drop insects, small twigs, bread bits, or even feathers onto the water. Fish notice the falling item and come to check it out. The heron stands still, watches the bait, and waits for the best moment. Then it strikes fast and grabs the fish. If the bait drifts away or sinks, the bird can pick up another piece and try again, showing real problem solving. People call this tool use because the heron is using an object to change fish behavior. The weird part is how calm it looks while doing it, like it's patiently fishing with a plan. Green herons also hunt from low branches and river edges so they can drop bait with good aim. For a bird that looks small and quiet, this is a smart hunting style. If you enjoyed these weird bird tricks, hit the like button. 13. Black-bellied sand grouse. You might think this bird can't help its chicks in a dry desert, but it can carry water in its feathers. This is the black-bellied sand grouse. When chicks are far from water, the male flies to a water hole, soaks his special belly feathers, then flies back so the chicks can drink by nibbling and milking the wet feathers. Researchers have measured that those belly feathers can hold up to 25 milliliters of water, around 2 tablespoons, after a few minutes of dipping and fluffing. At the water edge, he may rock and shake his body to load the feathers properly, and the whole fill-up can take up to 15 minutes. This species lives on dry open plains from the Iberian Peninsula and North Africa to parts of the Middle East and Central Asia, with some birds moving south in winter. 12. Flamingos. Flamingos eat with their head upside down, which is why they look like they forgot the rules. They place the beak into the water, turn the head over, and pump water in and out. Inside the beak are fine filter parts that trap tiny food like algae and small shrimp while water flows back out. The tongue works like a strong pump, pushing water through the filters again and again. Flamingos often feed in groups, sweeping their heads side to side, and they may stir the bottom with their feet to lift food into the water. Their bent beak is shaped for the upside-down feeding, so it actually works better that way. The pink color is linked to the food they filter, because tiny shrimp and algae have pigments that build up over time. So when you see a lake full of pink flamingos feeding backwards, you're watching a perfect feeding machine designed for muddy, salty, and shallow water. 11. Snowy egret. Snowy egrets hunt with their feet, not only with their beaks. In shallow water, fish, frogs, and small creatures hide in mud and plants where you cannot see them. So the egret shuffles, taps, and stirs the bottom with its bright feet to flush prey out. A fish that was hiding suddenly shoots away, and that movement gives it away. Then the egret strikes fast and grabs it. This is called foot stirring, and it works well in cloudy water where clear sight is hard. Snow egrets are also fast for a wading bird. They can do quick little runs, sudden stops, and sharp turns, like a dancer chasing tiny moving dots. Another reason the feet matter is contrast. The bright feet can catch a fish's attention, pulling it closer for a strike. What looks like tap dancing is really a smart way to force hidden prey to reveal itself. 10. Greater honey guide. You might think this bird is just calling for fun, but it's actually leading you to honey. This is the greater honey guide, and it's a habit that sounds unreal. It guides humans to wild beehives. The bird flies ahead in short jumps, stops, calls, then flies again like it's saying, "This way." When people finally reach the hive and break it open, the honey guide waits nearby and eats what humans usually leave behind: beeswax, bee larvae, and bits of comb. That's the deal. Humans get honey, the bird gets the wax meal it's built for. You find it across sub-Saharan Africa, in woodlands and open areas where bees nest. And it has another dark trick too. It's a brood parasite. It lays its egg in another bird's nest, and the honey guide chick can hatch with a sharp hooked bill and often kills the other chicks so it gets all the food. Which one would you want to see in real life? Comment the bird name. 9. Superb lyrebird. You might think there's a chainsaw in the forest, but it can be a bird. This is the superb lyrebird, and it's famous for copying sounds so well that people get fooled. It can mimic other birds, but it also copies human noises like camera clicks, car alarms,
and that's a car alarm,
and even tools, because it learns whatever it hears around it. The male uses this skill for one big reason: to impress a female. During courtship, he stands on the forest floor, lifts his long tail over his back like a curtain, and performs a full sound show that can go on for a long time. Each male has his own playlist built from the best sounds in his area, and he keeps upgrading it as he hears new things. You'll find superb lyrebirds in eastern Australia, mainly in wet forests and mountain areas where sound travels well through thick trees. When it sings, it doesn't just copy one noise, it can blend many sounds in one run, like a living remix. 8. African jacana. This bird looks like it has 8 legs, but the extra legs are its babies. The African jacana has one of the strangest parenting moves you'll ever see. The father carries the chicks under his wings. When danger shows up, like a hawk, crocodile, or even people, he scoops the babies up, folds his wings down, and runs across floating plants with little legs sticking out on both sides. It looks funny, but it's serious protection. Jacanas live on lakes, marshes, and slow wetlands covered with lily pads, and they can walk on them because they have very long toes that spread their weight like snowshoes. The family setup is also unusual. In many cases, the female is bigger and mates with more than one male, while the males do most of the hard work: nest guarding, egg care, and chick care. So when you see a jacana carrying babies, you're watching a dad doing his full-time job, turning his own wings into a moving shelter. 7. Northern shrike. This bird looks small and cute, but it runs a real meat storage system. The northern shrike and the loggerhead shrike are famous for a scary habit. They impale prey on thorns or barbed wire. After catching a mouse, lizard, big insect, or small bird, the shrike sticks it onto a sharp point like a skewer. Then it can tear pieces off later or save it for another day. This matters because shrikes don't have strong eagle-like talons, so the thorn works like a hook that holds the prey still while the bird eats. It also works like a pantry. Extra food stays in one place when hunting is good. You'll often see this in open areas like fields, scrublands, fence lines, and roadsides, where thorns and wire are common. Shrikes are sometimes called butcher birds because of this behavior, and once you know the trick, you can spot their hunting spots by looking for thorny bushes with insects or small animals stuck on them. 6. Starlings/jays. Anting looks like a bird is rolling around for no reason, but it is feather care. A starling or jay will sit low, spread its wings and tail, and let ants crawl through its feathers like tiny cleaners. That is passive anting, also called an ant shower. There is also active anting. The bird grabs ants in its beak and rubs them under the wings, around the tail, and across the chest, like it is applying a rough body rub. Ants release a sharp chemical called formic acid, and birds appear to use that to chase tiny pests in the feathers and calm itchy skin. You may see the bird shiver and wiggle so ants reach the feather roots where pests hide. From far away, it can look like the bird is injured, but it is doing a routine. This shows up most in warm weather when ants are busy. The bird is using ants as a natural spray, not as a snack. After the ant bath, it often shakes hard, scratches, and preens to remove ants and spread the feather oils evenly. Subscribe to Forever Green so you don't miss the next weird animal video. 5. The common cuckoo. The common cuckoo doesn't build a family the normal way. It uses a sneaky trick called brood parasitism, which is basically a baby swap. The female cuckoo watches small songbirds and waits for the perfect moment. When the owners leave the nest, she quickly lays her egg inside and leaves the real parents to do the hard work. In many cases, the cuckoo egg is made to look close to the host's eggs so it doesn't get noticed. Then the real trouble starts after hatching. The cuckoo chick is often born with a strong pushing instinct, and it can shove the other eggs or chicks up and out of the nest. Suddenly, the foster parents are feeding one hungry chick that grows fast and begs non-stop. You can see a tiny bird being raised by parents that look completely different, and they still keep feeding it because the begging triggers their parenting instincts. This behavior is one reason cuckoos are so talked about in nature, because it turns another bird's nest into a full-time daycare. 4. The sunbittern. The sunbittern looks calm and ordinary when it's walking along streams, but its defense move is pure theater. When it feels threatened, it suddenly spreads its wings wide and shows huge, bright eye spot patterns that look like big, staring eyes. For a second, the bird doesn't even look like a bird anymore. It looks like a much larger animal is facing you. That flash can make a predator freeze, because many hunters hesitate when they think something is watching them back. The sunbittern also lifts its tail, holds a stiff pose, and may sway a little to keep the eyes visible. Then, if the danger backs off, it folds everything away and goes back to looking plain and slim. You'll find sunbitterns in Central and South America, usually near forest rivers, creeks, and wet ground, where they hunt small animals like insects, small fish, and frogs. This wing display is one of the best examples of don't fight, just scare, using pattern and timing to turn one quick moment into a safe escape. 3. Kestrel. A kestrel can freeze in the air like it is hanging from an invisible string. It faces into the wind, beats its wings fast, and fans its tail to hold one spot in the sky. This hovering lets the bird scan the ground for prey without landing. From above, it watches for mice, lizards, and big insects moving through grass. When it spots a target, it drops fast in a straight dive and grabs it. Hovering takes energy, so wind helps the kestrel stay steady, and you can see tiny wing and tail moves as it balances. Kestrels have very sharp vision, spotting small movement from far away. In fields, that matters, because prey hides under grass until it moves. After a strike, the kestrel often returns to a high perch like a wire or tree, watches again, then lifts off to hover once more. The whole routine looks like a helicopter move, but it is a careful hunting method. It may hover, shift a few meters, hover again, then drop the instant it sees a tiny move below. 2. Turkey vulture. Turkey vultures do a messy job. They eat dead animals, and they often stand in hot open places near carcasses. Their weird cooling trick is to release waste onto their own legs. It sounds gross, yet it works like sweat. As the liquid dries, it pulls heat away and cools the bird down. It also helps clean the legs, because vultures walk on carcasses full of germs, and the waste is acidic enough to kill many bacteria. So the same action helps with heat and hygiene. Turkey vultures also have a habit of spreading their wings wide in the morning sun like they are doing a big stretch. That helps warm them up after a cool night and may help dry off feathers. People often think vultures are evil, but they are more like nature's cleanup crew. This leg cooling habit is one more tool that lets them survive heat while doing a job that is dirty. 1. The American dipper. The American dipper is a small gray songbird that lives on cold, fast mountain streams in western North America, and it acts more like a tiny underwater hunter than a normal bird. You'll see it standing on a rock, bobbing up and down, then it suddenly walks straight into the rushing water and disappears. Underwater, it doesn't just float, it flies with partly opened wings and uses strong legs to grip rocks and walk along the stream bottom, even in strong current. While it searches under pebbles and wet leaves for food, how long does it stay underwater? Most dives are about 5 to 15 seconds, and trusted sources note it can stay submerged up to about 15 seconds at a time while foraging. It mostly eats water insects and their larvae, but it can also take small fish and fish eggs when it finds them. Hit like if you want part 2 and subscribe so you don't miss it.